Hi everybody, it's Miss Roman and we're gonna have circle time online today, kind of like when we first started our online learning. So you won't get to talk to me, but you can still answer all of my questions out loud. We're going to start by reading a book, The Cat in the Hat. If you have this book at your house, why don't you go get it and follow along? This book is from our school and it was donated by Jade for her birthday. The sun did not shine, it was too wet to play. So we sat in the house all that cold, cold, wet day. I sat there with Sally, we sat there, we two, and I said, how I wish we had something to do. Too wet to go out and too cold to play ball. So we sat in the house, we did nothing at all. So all we could do was to sit, 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 sit. And we did not like it, not one little bit. Bump! And then something went bump. How that bump made us jump! We looked, then we saw him step in on the mat. We looked and we saw him, the cat in the hat. And he said to us, why do you sit there like that? I know it is wet and the sun is not sunny, but we can have lots of good fun, that is funny. I know some good games we could play, said the cat. I know some new tricks, said the cat in the hat. A lot of good tricks, I will show them to you. Your mother will not mind at all if I do. Then Sally and I did not know what to say. Our mother was out of the house for the day. They probably shouldn't have let a stranger come into their house when their mom wasn't home. But our fish said, no, no, make that cat go away. Tell that cat in the hat you do not want to play. He should not be here, he should not be about. He should not be here when your mother is out. Now, now, have no fear, said the cat. My tricks are not bad, said the cat in the hat. Why, we can have lots of good fun if you wish, with a game that I call Up, Up, Up with the Fish. Put me down, said the fish. This is no fun at all. Put me down, said the fish. I do not wish to fall. Have no fear, said the cat. I will not let you fall. I will hold you up high as I stand on a ball, with a book on one hand and a cup on my hat. But that is not all I can do, said the cat. Look at me now, said the cat, with a cup and a cake on the top of my hat. I can hold up 2 books. I can hold up the fish, and a little toy ship and some milk on a dish. And look, I can hop up and down on the ball, but that is not all. Oh no, that is not all. Look at me now. It is fun to have fun, but you have to know how. I can hold up the cup and the milk and the cake. I can hold up these books and the fish on a rake. I can hold the toy ship and a toy little man. And look, with my tail, I can hold a red fan. I can fan with the fan as I hop on the ball, but that is not all. Oh no, that is not all. That is what the cat said. Then he fell on his head. He came down with a bump from up there on the ball, and Sally and I, we saw all the things fall. And our fish came down too. He fell into a pot. He said, do I like this? Oh no, I do not. This is not a good game, said our fish as he lit. No, I do not like it, not one little bit. Does the fish look very happy? Now look what you did, said the fish to the cat. Now look at this house. Now look at this, look at that. sank our toy ship, sank it deep in the cake. You shook up our house and you bent our new rake. You should not be here when our mother is not. You get out of this house, said the fish in the pot. But I like to be here, oh, I like it a lot, said the cat in the hat to the fish in the pot. I will not go away, I do not wish to go. And so, said the cat in the hat, so, I will show you another good game that I know. And then he ran out, and then fast as a fox, the cat in the hat came back in with a box. A big red wood box. It was shut with a hook, and now look at this trick, said the cat. Take a look. Then he got up on top with a tip of his hat. I call this game fun in a box, said the cat. In this box there are two things I will show to you now. You will like these two things, said the cat with a bow. I will pick up the hook. You will see something new. Two things, and I call them Thing 1 and Thing 2. These things will not bite you. They want to have fun. Then out of the box came Thing 2 and Thing 1. And they ran to us fast. They said, how do you do? Would you like to shake hands with Thing 1 and Thing 2? And Sally and I did not know what to do. So we had to shake hands with Thing 1 and Thing 2. We shook their two hands, but our fish said, no, no. Those things should not be in this house. Make them go. They should not be here when your mother is not. Put them out, said the fish in the pot. Have no fear, little fish, said the cat in the hat. These things are good things, and he gave them a pat. They are tame, also tame. They have come here to play. They will give you some fun on this wet, wet, wet day. Now, here is a game that they like, said the cat. They like to fly kites, said the cat in the hat. No, not in the house, said the fish in the pot. They should not fly kites in a house. They should not. Oh, the things they will bump. Oh, the things they will hit. Oh, I do not like it, not one little bit. Then Sally and I saw them run down the hall. We saw those two things bump their kites on the wall. Bump, thump, bump, thump down the wall in the hall. Oh no, they're making a mess. Thing 2 and Thing 1, they ran up, they ran down on the string of one kite. We saw Mother's new gown. Her gown with the dots that are pink, white, and red. Then we saw one kite bump on the head of her bed. Things ran about with big bumps, jumps, and kicks, and with hops and big thumps and all kinds of bad tricks. And I said, I do not like the way that they play. If Mother could see this, oh, what would she say? Then our fish said, look, look, and our fish shook with fear. Your mother is on her way home, do you hear? Well, what will she do to us? What will she say? Oh, she will not like it to find us this way. So do something fast, said the fish. Do you hear? I saw her, your mother is near. So as fast as you can think of something to do, you will have to get rid of Thing 1 and Thing 2. So as fast as I could, I went after my net, and I said, with my net I can get them, I bet. I bet with my net I can get those things yet. Then I let down my net, it came down with a plop, and I had them at last. Those two things had to stop. Then I said to the cat, now you do as I say, you pack up those things, you take them away. Oh dear, said the cat, you did not like our game. Oh dear, what a shame, what a shame, what a shame. Then he shut up the things in the box with the hook, and the cat went away with a sad kind of look. That is good, said the fish. He has gone away, yes, but your mother will come. She will find this big mess. And this mess is so big and so deep and so tall, we cannot pick it up. There is no way at all. And then who was back in the house? Why, the cat. Have no fear of this mess, said the cat in the house. I always pick up all my playthings, and so I will show you another good trick that I know. Then we saw him pick up all the things that were down. He picked up the cake and the rake and the gown, and the milk and the strings and the books and the dish and the fan and the cup and the ship and the fish. And he put them away, and he said, that is that. And then he was gone with the tip of his hat. Then our mother came in, and she said to us too, did you have any fun? Tell me, what did you do? And Sally and I did not know what to say. Should we tell her the things that went on here today? Should we tell her about it? Now what should we do? Well, what would you do if your mother asked you? And that's the end. What would you do if the cat in the hat came to visit you? I wonder. I think I would make him leave. That seems like a really big mess. But those kids did seem to have fun. If somebody's going to come to your house, you have to let your mom and dad know, though. He should have asked for his mom's permission or his dad's permission before he went and made a big mess. So now that we've read our book, we are going to talk about our monthly theme. If you remember what we talked about yesterday, can you go ahead and shout it out right now? Yesterday we said our monthly theme is clouds. What do you remember about clouds? Do you remember that clouds are made of water? Do you remember that water makes clouds in a circle in the water cycle? Remember that the water fell to the ground in rain, and it made puddles, and it fell in oceans and under the ground. And then the really hot sun made the water evaporate and kind of like brought it up in the air, and it went into the clouds. And then when the clouds got too heavy from the rain, all the rain fell to the ground again. And it keeps happening and happening. And on Tuesday, we tried to look outside at the clouds, but in the morning, it just looked like one giant cloud. So I wonder what the clouds look like today. Well, let's look at some different kinds of clouds. I sent home a worksheet that you could print out to do at the same time, and we're going to do it together. At the end of circle time, you can cut out your worksheet and play a game with it. So let's go ahead and look at it. So this is the worksheet that we're going to look at right now. We have lots of different kinds of clouds. Let's look at all of the pictures first. They all look kind of different. Did you know that there were so many different kinds of clouds? So let's learn about them. This one looks like long strings of clouds. Let's say the word together. Cirrus. Can you say cirrus? Cirrus. These clouds are white like feathers, and they are the highest clouds in the sky. If you look outside and you see white feathery clouds, then you probably see cirrus clouds. The next kind of clouds are called stratus clouds. Wow, wide blankets of gray. It looks like a gray blanket is on the sky. I wonder if those are the kinds of clouds we saw Tuesday. They look like fog, but up high in the air. And these clouds are very low clouds. They look like they're close to us. They're not as high as are cirrus clouds, the feathery ones. They look kind of thin. Let's see the next one. These clouds look really full and lumpy. They're called stratocumulus. Can you say stratocumulus with me? Let's count it. 1, 2, 3. Stratocumulus. These clouds are gray, and they're really low in the sky, and they're lumpy. So these two clouds, stratus and stratocumulus, are gray. Can you color them gray with me? There we go, we colored them gray. Now I have to take my gray away so that we can keep going, but you can keep your gray on your paper. The next kind of cloud we're going to talk about is cumulus. These clouds look big and puffy like cotton balls, but they have flat bottoms. You look at the stratocumulus, they have bumpy bottoms, but the cumulus clouds have flat on the bottom. Do you think that we would see the big tops of them or the flat bottoms? The last one is called cumulonimbus. That's a long word. Can you say cumulonimbus with me? Let's say it together. 1, 2, 3. Cumulonimbus. These are the clouds you see when thunderstorms are coming. They look like huge mountains. They might have flat bottoms like the cumulus clouds, but they look like big puffy mountains. They're very, very, very tall. And those clouds are the kind of clouds that thunderstorms come with. So this game is a really, really fun game. The directions say that we cut the squares apart and then we match them. So maybe you can color the pictures and then you can match the cards. Now I have a question for you. After we end circle time, can you go look out your window and can you draw a picture of what the clouds look like to you? See if you can circle the kind of clouds that you see outside right now. You might see more than one kind because they're all at different levels in the sky. When I'm making this video right now, I see a lot of cirrus clouds, white feathery clouds in the sky. And I see some puffy clouds. What kind of clouds do you think the puffy clouds are? They're not very gray. They have a little bit of gray on the bottom. What do you think those are? The rest of the sky is very, very blue. So when you color your cloud pictures, you can color the outside of the pictures blue on the ones you think will happen during good weather. But I have a question for you. Do you think that the thunderstorm clouds will have a blue sky? I think they might have a gray sky. It might not be very pretty and blue for the thunderstorm clouds because that means that it's going to storm. Do we see blue skies during a thunderstorm? We see a lot of rain. All right, friends, we've talked about clouds today and we read a book. So I'm going to let you go now and look out your window so you can finish your worksheet. You can color it, and if you want to, you can cut it out. But please don't forget to draw a picture of the clouds that you see. Next week, when we have circle time, I'm going to ask you what kind of clouds you saw out your window. Bye, everybody.